of damage going to Fate. Fate lucky to get away with his life, and that means Australia, they seize the opportunity, they start moving it forward, but while this is going on, JJonak's down! JJonak got picked off by Trill, and Australia, now they had a 6v5, and it's getting a little bit of a brawl. Both teams down to support, but can they move in, Jake?
Frags going both ways. It's a very scrappy fight, but the HP is just dropping lower and lower for Team South Korea. Australia moving in, closing the noose here. This Ana Mercy, it's so much healing to deal with. Once it picks up. What's so surprising here for me is that why hasn't Australia switched off onto the Brigida? JJonak taking down CKM, turning off the barrage. Fate's in deep, they're trying to focus him, but he's still got the primal. He hasn't even had to use it yet. Fleta going deep into the spawn once more, and looks just like cleanup here for the Team South Korea.
South Korea going, we don't want a long overtime fight. We're just gonna bring the fight to you. It is instant delivery, sending you back to your spawn, right from your spawn. A little bit of last minute delay coming in here from Australia, but they are simply staggering onto the point. And South Korea starting out dominant.
And to go back to what we heard from the sensible half of the desk,
JJonak just gonna casually transcend, keep his team alive. They're going to look for Punk, self-destruct, comes back the other way, and CKM is down. South Korea, they're using their resources so effectively here, Jake.
and the timing is going to work out perfectly for them. This is looking like a potential last fight scenario. Everyone from Team Australia, is going to fall. Team South Korea chasing into the spawn. Even the Baby Diva falls.
They have to dive on the point. They get Fade early. Carpe coming back in from the flank. Deadeye up. Pillars kind of gang his way, but gets a little bit of partial damage. Picks off Costa. It was enough. The mercy of the fight. The far out of the skies. South Korea grounding the Air Force of Australia here. But Australia fighting back a bit. South Korea doesn't quite have it. As JJonak says, it's fine. I'm also DPS. 3 pickoffs for JJonak. And South Korea making map 1 look so easy.
Down by Fate here. Fate getting so much value out of that slam, absolutely splitting up Team Australia. This comp really doesn't work so well when they start losing players, but the molten core comes out. Lava everywhere on the point.
The floor is lava. Costa using the new molten core, but even though it zones out South Korea a little bit, I think Fleta looks at it, goes, well, I'm just going to stay in the sky. It's not really bothering me that much. Going to get 2 pickoffs. Australia now starting to bleed, and even as they were trying to stagger back in, both teams getting into it. Australia dropping the beat, diving on in. CKM swinging that rocket mace, and Fury going to be falling off the mech early. It is an advantage, but they lose their Brigida. South Korea can turn this around, but Trill, he's built another Primal Rage. Exactly the disruption that Australia is needed, and Trill is going to be the difference maker.
Trill getting so much value off these primals, fight after fight, swung back into their favor. This is their time.
Early self-destruct, Fury down immediately. South Korea, this is their final fight, 10 seconds left. Carpe going to the back, looking for anything, but under so much pressure. Still found CKM, Fate with the primal range, makes room. Deadeye from Carpe, looking to DMAC Punk, not quite going to get it, but the rest of the damage certainly there. And South Korea making a valiant last stand. It's an overtime, they don't care. They're gonna get point B.
This is the power of the McCree comp. If you can make that fight in a 3-3 setup.
And that's where you trust in JJonak's judgment. They have the Transcendence up and ready. They know he can pop at the right time. Costa already down. Fleta making good use of the Brigida. 3 uncontested pickoffs. They use the Transcendence to make it nice and safe, but it is a rout in favor of South Korea. They are 1 fight away.
I will say that Australia's playing this very intelligently.
Australia, little bit of waste, but it might not matter because this could be the last fight. Final 15 seconds. 2-man edge to Australia. South Korea on the ropes, and now they have to try not to get staggered and still hit the point in 5 seconds. Likely not going to happen. Australia holding strong here on last. And that means here, Jake, they do have a chance here on Blizzard World.
South Korea will go no further than that. And now South Korea streaming back onto the point on the back of their Transcendence. We no defensive support ults on the side of Team Australia.
JJonak just wasn't phased there. He goes, you know what? I trust my heal. I trust the fact I can transcend. Carpe, though, is picked off. And oh, the barrage from CKM does get the Diva, so it's not without anything, but he gives his life for it. Fleta, meanwhile, on the Tracer. Pulse bomb ready, gets hacked. This is real dangerous, but again, you see the support coming in from Animo there. Able to keep him up. The hack is gone. The pulse bomb is up. Did it stick? No, not quite. But Australia winning the war of attrition for a player like Carpe. It's not going to be a lunch. Australia going to go in. Nano boost on the Trill. Self-destruct leading the way. Animo caught. Trill gang on JJonak. The supports for South Korea down. But South Korea does strike back. It's a bad day to be a support. Carpe, a little bit of a dose of medicine to the other side. And that's enough to give South Korea at least very willing to dive in with this. Animo under pressure. JJonak, are you going to save him? He's super low. Oh, so low, finally falls. Hudson's the vision. Jonak goes down. Couldn't use the res. Suddenly, the supports for South Korea are gone, and Australia with another excellent opportunity to get through second. And this time, it's going to be theirs.
Australia recognizing their mistakes, playing a little bit more slowly and conservatively. It's
Forces Custom back. Primal Rage still up. Going to need to pop it soon. Low HP. A Kraken down. But Fate trusting in his healers. Doesn't Primal here. And South Korea so disciplined. Turns it around. Jonak back with a vengeance.
Great decision making by Fate. Could have been easily tempted to Primal there. Knows he does.
The final 14 seconds here, Jake. Australia has to make a move. They're down one early. Here comes Carpet. Brings out the hammer. Diving on in. South Korea repelling Australia. The momentum from those down under falling here at the last minute. And Blizzard World ending with a whimper as South Korea holds. Goes, I don't even need to use it. I'm just going to lay in some damage into Fate. Now, here we go. The molten core, lava everywhere. Has it done anything yet? No, but we're eternally hopeful as South Korea still goes in. They deal with us, but they are giving this a lot of respect.
Australia so that they can't shut down the blade.
Carpe going to be a big part here. Immediately drops the EP. Dive comes in. Immediately Fleta right in there. And the blade strikes true. It's sated. Takes down 2 immediately. And fun and games might be over now for Australia, where South Korea goes, all right, you kept us off our guard for a little bit here, but now, really, we're going to be taking this point.
Yeah, it took a while, took a little bit of an old bank setup, but finally Australia is cracked.
Armored up, but here comes the mine. Trill dives in, drops the mine. CKM off the Meteor Strike, finds Fury, denies the remake, and that is enough. You pick off 1 or 2 people, you win the fight, and Australia will fend South Korea off again.
I will say though, Team South Korea they're in a better fire in the tournament. Carpe absolutely saving his team, completely baiting the dive from the side of Team Australia, and now they're just trickling back onto the point. Fate with the Primal Rage, zoning the backline, but a Kraken back with his sleeps, getting a ton of value. Now it's just Huss on point though, with the Reinhardt trying to get some sort of value.
Australia in the danger zone, looking for anything here to delay, but it's not going to be enough. Carpe with the reads, with the well-placed grab. And Australia doing their best now to get onto the point, to make some space, but they lost Huss, and now it's a bit of a bloodbath as both Sombras are out.
The pick on the Animo is an absolute game changer, and now CKM finds both DPS on the side of Team South Korea. CKM absolutely carrying this offense. Without that pick on the Animo, all of those tanks on high ground would have been constantly at full HP, so really it's CKM opening up that fight and now closing it. 4 picks on CKM.
As it is, but South Korea, they're going to go straight in. Carpe healed up after getting chunked down. A Kraken falls immediately. Now Sport ults up for South Korea, and they don't even have to use them. Australia's window kind of closing there.
Fleta on this Doomfist getting so much value in those tight corridors. He splits the Zen away and picks him up, and you can see a Kraken not able to finish off building.
Fleta says, I like this, let's dive in even more. They're putting him in the freezer, the ice wall on the other side, and South Korea dominant right now versus Australia.
Fleta with the Meteor Strike forces that high noon to be canceled, forces Huss off this position, and there's just no way you can challenge a great risk taking by Carpe there.
Final attempt here for Australia, final attempt for Brent to be the greatest nail summer. CKM down early, can't even use the blade. 2 pickoffs for South Korea. An absolutely awesome counter initiation, and Australia falling 1 by 1. South Korea, of course it's expected. You're going to be heading over to the semifinals.
Brutal 3-0 dominance. Team South Korea really hitting their stride, especially it feels like in that last defense, they were just holding strong. I don't know if Australia would have capped that point in 10 minutes.
Oh man, South Korea putting on a clinic. And by the way, if someone asks you, what's Carpe's hero pool? The answer is everything.